What's up, everybody? This is Dark Macek with Brutally Delicious, coming at you with a review of Trick or Treat's brand new album, Ghosted. Believe it or not, it is not a concept album about Tinder. So, Trick or Treat is a name I'd heard a lot, and I knew that Alessandro Conti of Twilight Force and formerly Luca Turillo's Rhapsody is their lead vocalist. However, I had not heard them before tonight. I just got back from Epic Fest in Roskilde, Denmark, where both Trick or Treat and Twilight Force were announced for next year's, so I figured this might be a good way to follow up. So I'm often hesitant to listen to the side projects of members of bands I really like. I find that I wind up expecting way too much and then it's a letdown. But despite that trend, I really enjoyed this album, and I am so looking forward to checking out the rest of their discography and seeing them live next year. If you're coming at this from the perspective of expecting Twilight Force, it's not that, but it's not amazingly far off. It's way less Disney, it's a little less symphonic, more guitar-based, probably more straightforward, less 10-minute epic songs that could be on soundtracks. There's definitely a Halloween vibe to this. I don't know what I expected with a name like Trick or Treat. Imagine if a metal band did the soundtrack to The Nightmare Before Christmas or something. It's just really cool. The mix is awesome. I want to specifically call out that the drums sound huge. That's something I'm a sucker for. And as always, Conti sounds fantastic. Now let's talk about some songs. Craven Road. This is a great opener. Okay, fine, it's track 2 after the intro, but for most intents and purposes, it's the first real songs. It's like spooky power metal. Not a thing I'm used to saying, even though Halloween has the whole pumpkin logo. I wouldn't really call them spooky. This is apparently about Dylan Dog. It's Italian. I'm sorry to say, as an American, I hadn't heard of this, but the song was good enough that I thought, gee, what is it about? Let me Google it. Blood Moon. I guess this was a single for a reason. Great chorus, just hits you out of nowhere and carries the first half of the album, even though the rest of it is great. Great guest vocals from Adrian Cohen of Seven Spires. This song, I think, could have been on Halloween's 2021 self-titled album, except for the part with the blast beat. Dance with the Dancing Clown. Kind of an odd title, but wonderful song. It's moving wonderfully between a creepy circus and some super melodic chorus. I don't know how they blended them. I don't know how it didn't sound like two different songs that didn't belong together being pushed together, but it works. I was reminded a little bit of Fellowship on the more melodic parts, and that's pretty much the best compliment I can give for that style. Evil Dead Never Sleeps. Amazing chorus. I gotta stop saying that for power metal, but I guess power metal is power metal largely because of amazing choruses. Conti really channels Mikkel Kiske here. He's just got the same kind of emotion and strain that I think a lot of us look for in subsequent vocalists. The melody is incredible. This is like a perfect power metal song. Stylistically, maybe a little bit reminded, other than Halloween, of course, of Skeleton or Seventh Guild, both of which feature Tommy Fuller. Last but not least, album closer, Bitter Dreams. Beautiful intro into a great retrospective song. I don't know whether this has a narrative element, but the story I made up in my head is that it's about a kid finding his courage before going to bed because he's afraid of nightmares or something. Does that happen to other people or just me when I was 12? This is a great way to close out the album. Okay, apparently that's about A Nightmare on Elm Street. Wow, so greatest side project ever, or just another amazing band that I should stop viewing in the vein of Twilight Force? It's almost unfair because the last couple months have just been amazing for this genre. We had Majestica, we had Elven King, we had Judicator, we had Storyteller, and now we have this. But still, this has me excited. Let me again say, I just got back from Epic Fest. I'm jet-lagged as shit because in the time zone I'm used to, it's now 5 a.m., but this album was both like a ray of sunshine and a great cup of coffee. It brightens your day and you think, gee, I want more of that and I hope it lasts. And since we're talking about Trick or Treat, add in some Halloween candy too. Well, we're a year out and I'm already excited to see them. Killer job, dudes. Keep it up. Rock on.